Hello, this is Ron Paul with your weekly update for Monday, April 26th. Even if we won endless wars like our 20-year assault on Afghanistan would not benefit our actual national interest in the slightest. So why do these wars continue endlessly? Because they are so profitable to powerful and well-connected special interests. In fact, the worst news possible for the Beltway military contractor think tank complex would be that the United States actually won a war. That would signal the end of the welfare for the rich gravy train. In contrast to the end of declared wars like World War II, when the entire country rejoiced at the return of soldiers where they belonged, and an end to any of the Washington's global military deployments would result in wailing and gnashing of teeth among the military-industrial complex, which gets rich from other people's misery and sacrifice. Would a single American feel less safe if we brought the troops home instead of bombing and shooting at Africans? As Orwell famously said, the war is not meant to be won. It is meant to be continuous. Nowhere in this more true than among those whose living depends on the U.S. military machine constantly bombing people overseas. How many Americans, if asked, could answer the question, why have we been bombing Afghanistan for an entire generation? The Taliban never attacked the United States, and Osama bin Laden, who temporarily called Afghanistan his home, is long dead and gone. The longest war in U.S. history has dragged on because it just has dragged on. So why did we say, as neocons like Max Boot tells it, we are still bombing and killing Afghans so that Afghan girls can go to school? It's a pretty flimsy and cynical explanation. My guess is that if asked, most Afghan girls would prefer not to have their country bombed. Indeed, war has made the Beltway bomb factories and think tanks rich. As Brown University Cost of War Project has detailed, the U.S. has wasted $2.26 trillion on a generation of war on Afghanistan. Much of this money has been spent, according to the U.S. government's own Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, on useless nation building, exercises that have built nothing at all, gold-plated roads to nowhere, aircraft that cannot perform their intended functions but that have rich contractors and lobbyists. President Biden has announced that the U.S. military would be out of Afghanistan by the 20th anniversary of the attacks on 9/11. But as always, the devil's in the details. It appears that the U.S. Special Forces, CIA paramilitary, and private contractors who have taken an increasing role in fighting Washington's war will remain in the country, bombing Afghans so that Max Boot and his neocons can pat themselves on the back. But the fact is this, Afghanistan was a disaster for the United States. Only the corrupt benefited from this 20-year highway robbery. Will we learn a lesson from wasting millions and killing hundreds of thousands? It's not likely. But there will be an accounting. The piper will be paid. Printing mountains of money to pay the corrupt war profiteers will soon leave the working and middle classes in dire straits. It is up to we non-interventionists to explain to them exactly who has robbed them of their future. Thanks for listening.